Hello guys, and welcome. It is ThatSrb2DUDE here today, bringing you a Splatoon 3 video. Now, first things first guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel and like the video if you do enjoy the contents of this video. And with all that being said, let's get into it. So it's been about a week since Splatoon 3 had been announced in that one Nintendo Direct, and I've just kind of been thinking to myself, what are the sorts of things that we could possibly expect to see in the year of 2021 for Splatoon? As you know, Splatoon 3 is going to be released in 2022, and currently we're in February, so we've got a little bit of time to, well, not really a little bit, we have a long time to wait until that game actually comes out, because we don't exactly know what point of 2022 it's actually going to be coming out. Could be March, could be summer. I mean, if it's summer, I mean, we have to wait a year and a half, but if it's March, then maybe a year and a month. But either way, we're still waiting a pretty long period of time, so I figured that I should go ahead and gather some points of things that we could be possibly expecting in this year specifically. So I'm going to display to you guys 6 things that I personally think that we're going to see in the year of 2021 about Splatoon 3. Starting off with the first point, a Splatoon 3 Direct. Previously in Splatoon 1 and 2, we have both received Nintendo Directs for these games. So I'm honestly just going to say it is 99.9% likely that we're also going to get a Splatoon 3 Direct in the near future. Now, obviously, I did say these points are probably going to be related to 2021, but with this specific point, it could vary with both. With a Direct like this, we're probably going to be notified more about how the mechanics work of the game, much like the new movement like the Squid Surge and Squid Jump. We'll probably get to learn a little bit more about how the Splat bow works. I'm not even too sure if it's called the Splat bow, but it probably is. And I'm pretty sure we'll get a huge amount more info about certain specials that are actually going to be in Splatoon 3. Currently from the Splatoon 3 trailer, we know of 3 different specials. We know there is an Inkzooka that is slightly different from the first game. We know we have this laser type of killer whale special. And allegedly we also know that Tentamissiles from Splatoon 2 may most likely will be making a return. I imagine that we're probably going to get some more recognizable specials coming into this game, as it looks like they're going through the route of bringing back specials from previous game, but modifying them in different ways, or just completely bringing back certain specials from previous games. Or of course, they could just be making completely new ones that we don't know of yet. Who knows? But at the end of the day, we're definitely going to be getting a Splatoon 3 Direct. My next point, multiple Testfires. Now, if you don't know what a Testfire is for Splatoon 3, it's basically a demo. We're definitely going to be getting a demo version for all of us to play for free, to be able to try out Splatoon 3. Usually this is just for the devs to stress test how online play works when a huge majority of people are playing the game at the same time. Unfortunately, there's probably going to be only like hour periods during like a certain day or a certain couple of days. But no doubt that we will be getting a Splatoon 3 Testfire / demo in the future. When could we expect to play the Testfire? Well, from looking back, Splatoon 1's Testfire was about 3 weeks before the game was released, and Splatoon 2's Testfire was about 3 months before the actual game was released. Considering how big the Splatoon franchise is right now, it's gonna be probably the same as Splatoon 2, where they release a Testfire about 3 months in advance, or maybe even more. There's no real way to estimate when they will do it, because of course we're not the devs, we don't know when we need to do a stress test or anything like that. But we can take it with a grain of salt that it may be 3 months before, maybe even way before it. It could still even be in this year that we'll get to play Splatoon 3 early. But other than that, we probably know that we're just going to get a Splatoon 3 Testfire. Number 3. Information and lore. The Splatoon JP Twitter account is very notorious for making pictures and sending out little Easter eggs that can be impossible art pieces that they post on Twitter. Of course, looking back in January of 2020, the Save Our Salmons post, that post was screaming Splatoon 3. I have no doubt that they're going to post even more art pieces with little Easter eggs that have some sort of relation to the story of the game, and things that we could also look forward to. Me saying this to you guys, we should all be trying to keep an eye out on what the Splatoon JP Twitter is actually saying. A link will be in the description of that Twitter page. Speaking of information and lore, it goes into my next point, possible DLC. Now, Personally, I don't think this is something that they will announce before the game even comes out. But in relation to the lore and information that we may be receiving on the Splatoon JP page, there most likely will be some hints of possible DLC that could be related into the game. At this point of time of what I'm thinking of what kind of DLC they could be doing, I have a feeling that there'll be an alternative story that would have been about Order if the Order Splatfest team won in the final fest in Splatoon 2. It might be a little bit of a stretch, but there's just something in my mind where I just feel like they're gonna probably talk about some sort of parallel universe in the Splatoon world where there was Order in wherever the place they were in the Splatoon trailer, instead of it being, of course, very chaotic and apocalyptic. It's just a thought, it's pretty wild. It may or may not happen, but I definitely feel like there'll be things hinting towards DLC that could be possibly in Splatoon 3. And again, of course, talking about information and lore, it goes on to my 5th point. Old stages making a return. Now, it is basically confirmed at this point that we know stages from Splatoon 1 or 2 are going to make a return in Splatoon 3. How we know this is because Nintendo is hiring a level designer that will be responsible for adjusting stages and weapons for all game modes, and of course, renovating existing stages that are in the Splatoon franchise. I have a feeling at some point, maybe in 2021 or 2022, that they will reveal a stage that we've already played on, and that will also be making a return to Splatoon 3. And they could also possibly do this by making art posts in certain familiar environments. That could also be a thing that they are hinting that this stage is making a return to Splatoon 3. There's many ways of how they can show a returning stage coming into this game, so it's just kind of a matter of time of when they're going to do that, but it's definitely something that we should be looking forward to when that time comes. I'm also going to be making a video of what stages I feel like are going to most likely make a return from previous games into Splatoon 3, so make sure to subscribe to the channel, guys, and look out for that video because it's coming very soon. And going on to my last point. Now, this is possibly a big stretch, not gonna lie, but there's been so much talk of a newer, upgraded Switch model that could be releasing to us in this year or next year. There's been a lot of speculation about it, of it being this year, as more insiders continue to leak information about a Switch Pro model being a thing, and we should be looking forward to it and all that. Why am I mentioning it in this video in particular? Well, personally, I'm only saying this is because of the way Splatoon 3 looks. You can definitely tell that Splatoon 3 looks slightly updated in terms of looks compared to Splatoon 2. It's not by much, to be very honest, like the graphics of the game, it's not like huge difference. But personally, I can definitely tell that like the fidelity of the game looks better. My theory is that the gameplay that they showed us in the Splatoon 3 trailer was running on that new Switch hardware. And it could be very likely around the time when Splatoon 3 comes out eventually that we'll be able to purchase the Switch Pro or updated Switch either way before when Splatoon 3 comes out or around the time when Splatoon 3 comes out. Why they haven't mentioned anything about this Switch hardware yet is mainly because they're probably trying to sell the new Monster Hunter limited edition Switch console they're trying to sell, and of course the Mario edition Switch console that they're trying to sell. It just doesn't make sense as a business move to tell everyone about a Switch Pro yet, or Super Switch, whatever you want to call it, if you still got two consoles that you're actually trying to sell. Had they mentioned a Switch Pro or Super Switch now, those limited edition consoles will most likely not sell at all because everybody would be waiting for the new updated version. But either way, guys, everything in this video is just my opinion. Obviously, nothing is fact. Take everything as you will. It's just me just getting my opinion out there because I want my voice to be heard. And I want to let you guys know how I think things are going to play out. So honestly, with all that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please let me know in the comment section what you guys think may be things that we could be looking forward to before Splatoon 3 gets launched. Is there anything I missed or anything I may have overlooked? Or if you just want to call me an idiot for thinking that, I mean, you can do that too, but I'm probably not going to respond to your comment because, well, that's just toxic. But either way, jokes aside, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, favorite, comment, and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Follow me on Twitter and Twitch. Both in the description below. Do it for both if you're feeling generous. Make sure to check out our Discord server It's been a growing Discord server lately, and it's the best place to be notified for whenever I goes live for a Twitch stream. I've been streaming a lot lately, and all the hype of Splatoon 3 has been really cool to see, so it's a great place if you want to come chat with us about Splatoon 3, because we're not going to stop until this game eventually comes out. So either way guys, I hope you really enjoyed this video, and I shall see you guys in a future one.